I love the sound of a guitar harmonizer pedal, but I love even more not needing one and playing all the sounds myself manually by harmonizing single notes with intervals. And in this lesson, we are going to map out the entire guitar in fourths so we can play harmonically in fourths. It's an amazing, modern, cool, tasteful, sparse, weird sound that sounds like you're playing with a guitar harmonizer pedal, but you're actually just playing everything. Let's do it. So why practice fourths? It creates that harmonizer pedal sound organically. That's the way I like to frame it. It adds a modern, open sounding texture. It's great for jazz, fusion, for like cinematic composing styles. And like I said, it builds fretboard fluency, interval recognition, and it's amazing for technique and just loads of fun and excellent thing to be challenged by to know your scales better in general. And we want to know our scales and harmonize in any interval. Fourths is one of them. It's very applicable to certain sounds. We want to know our scale forms. This is directly taken from my printable parent scales PDF, which you can get totally for free. There's a link to it in the description, or you can go to soundguitarlessons.com/scales to get that. It just has all the scales that you need in every position. So this is the C major scale in the 5 positions that we're going to work through. So you need to know this. It's called A form because it makes an A shape. If you make a triad off of it, this A shape. That's the cage system version of it. I call these the ergonomic forms. We need to know this so we can then map it out in fourths. Now I have the tab for you, obviously, but the fingering is probably the most important, valuable thing here. I've played a lot of classical guitar, and that has given me a sense of how to find the best fingering for something. So this is really meticulously selected exactly what fingers to use at any given point. Yeah, you have to bar with your fourth finger. You have to do these double stops, 2 notes at once. It's just the nature of how it is to play fourths. So I'll demonstrate through this. Okay, nice and slow. Don't worry about what you're doing with your plucking hand. Get the notes out however you can. Plug, hybrid, you could even strum most of them if you want to. Whatever works for you, that's not the focus of what you're practicing. You're working on some really intense mapping stuff over here. And so compartmentalize those things. Work on your plucking hand separately to refine how you want to do that as its own focus. Okay, here's the G form. Next scale up. We need to know this. The better you see that, the better you'll be able to do this. Here's the fingering and exact tabs for this. It's so important to do this crossing strings. You might think, well, why don't you just go? Well, if you do, yes, you can map these intervals out along the fretboard this way, but then how are you going to cross strings? It's way easier to connect along strings after you map out everything crossing strings. So this is the real hard work to do. Next form we want to do is E form. Okay, just we want to know those well. And then here it is in the fourths. Such a cool sound. Next form is the D form. Again, that's because it makes a D shape if you make a triad off of that. That's the only aspect of the cage system that I ever use. It's handy to have a name for these forms, each individual one like that. Here it is in fourths, and these things repeat. Over here we did 1, 1, and then this gap here. And we just want to get used to that so we can cross strings. You don't want to only play adjacent strings. Well, that same thing is here. So they repeat. It repeats itself as you do more of this. Okay, we only have one more. The C form, let's do that. That's it. Pretty cool, right? just to have, and it's all quick, it's very quick to demonstrate, but it took me a long time to very carefully work out what is the best way to do that. And of course, I always want to share everything that I'm working on with you. So there it is. The best part is using it in music. So I have a backing track queued up here, and this is such a open sounding backing track. This is, everything is a chord tone here. Nothing is not a chord tone. So you can play fourths all over the place. Nothing is not a chord tone on this chord. You can play fourths all over the place. Same here and same here. Nothing is not a chord tone. Whoops, I didn't mean to go away from it. So this backing track is just so tasty to explore. I'm going to play it here and just demonstrate some of those fourths over it. I should say that the fingerings, the exact fingerings, are just for mapping out up and down, which is very important. Once you're improvising, you can do very different fingerings because, well, you're not playing exact paths that are mapped out. So you're going to start winging it. You're going to start finding other things you can do. So the first way is just to practice it really carefully and then improvise with each shape, each of the scale form positions, stick in a position for a while and then move to the next one, and then start combining them together. And then you are playing tastefully with fourths all over the guitar. Use any backing track that is in the key of C. Anything, because you're just playing all notes in the key of C. So some might sound better than others. To you, I chose a chord progression that is really open sounding, so everything basically sounds good on it. But you can find backing tracks like that. But if you want exactly my backing track, you can download it as a premium subscriber of my channel. Just go to soundguitarlessons.com/join to get all of the resources for my lessons when I put out a lesson every single week, or use the link in the top of the description to join. You'll also get the PDF from this lesson of all those tabs, the fingerings, the scale diagrams, everything. That's what I provide in any of my lessons where I have resources like that. If you become a premium subscriber, support the channel, get those amazing resources. Again, soundguitarlessons.com/join. If you're not up for that, no problem at all. Thank you for watching. Everything you need to learn this is definitely here in this video. You can just pause the screen, take screenshots, whatever you want. I gave it to you there, so you have all the fingering that you can use to master this if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Hope you enjoy practicing this. Take care. See you next time, and happy practicing.